What is up, guys? It's your boy Phil Shocker, the 96 Hedgehog here with our PDLA draft analysis. It is basically a doubles league, by the way, but just a casual, not super serious league. I actually tried recording this, then my sister was rudely enough to call me and interrupt me. So I'm going to kind of briefly explain some of the mods I already picked, and then just kind of go over the rules again. If you guys can, hit the like button down below if you haven't already. Subscribe to join the Phil Shocker crew today, because you'll be thrilled with that king of the crew. So let me just go ahead and talk real quick. This is a doubles league, so it's 6v6, but it's 2 on each side. We have a choice of Dynamax or Gigantamaxing. If you draft a Pokemon that has a Gmax form, you have the option of Dynamaxing that Pokemon or getting its Gmax form for its specific ability or for its specific move. Ability move and stuff like that. Hidden abilities are going to be allowed. Excuse me. So Sand Rush on things like Dracovage, Dracozolt, they are allowed. In that sense of the regard, we are going to be doing custom battles, so we have to make sure we do our megas as their base form. So, like, for example, like Mega Gallade has to be normal Gallade, but it's got to hold its Mega Stone. And then you basically have to EV it in case to get how you would when it comes to the form itself. But yeah, we're going to do casual double league. Everyone's making playoffs, so no one's going to have to really stress about making playoffs. The only way matchups are going to work out for playoffs will be based on how the records are for people. So it's going to be a very interesting season. I'm really looking forward to it. I'm looking to have some fun. I drafted a lot of diversity. I drafted kind of like 4 elements to this team. And I actually kind of love it. There's one element doesn't really pair as much, but I have 3 main core elements. And my buddy Zach, he's going to love this team. I know he is when he watches this video, because I know he watches the videos every once in a while. So let's go ahead and break down the team here. I got 5th pick overall. I have 8 coaches. So my first pick, I went with Charizard. Now, there's a lot of questioning going, why I would pick Charizard round 1? Well, here's a lot of options. First off, I got Solar Power. So if I can get a Sun Setter, or I can set Sun myself, I can get Solar Power activated and start running into town. Secondly, I got the Gmax form of this Pokemon well, so I also have Gmax Charizard, which is busted, broken, in Sun. I did not grab a good Sun Setter, I will admit that, but I do have Pokemon that could help me set up the Sun in type of situations, because some mons do get access to Sunny Day that can manually set it up if I really want to, and can really put effort and the pressure on for a lot of team members and stuff like that. So I definitely think having Charizard by itself or Sunsetter is really good. So I need to get at least one Chlorophyll user to pair up with Charizard. And I think the literally best thing, I'm pulling a Kelly under the radar strat. I'm grabbing Groot, my Venusaur. Chlorophyll is really good at this Pokemon for its speed tier and access to things like Earth Power now, Weather Ball, and then if you also count for Growth. Growth actually goes by +1 in your attack and special attack, but in Sun, it pluses it by 2, so that makes Venusaur actually a good mixed attacker going in this, or a premier specials attacker going into that route, and then this Pokemon just kind of just clicks buttons versus so many teams. It's such a diversity under the sun, and it's a really great Pokemon. Also a fantastic grass type. I've never used Venusaur. I've used Mega Venusaur a little bit. I've never used regular Venusaur, though. But I love this thing. I love this concept of Sun, and I think it's really good. And then I threw a curveball that no one saw coming. I grabbed Poggers the Frog, aka Politoed, and I grabbed Politoed for the fact that, for one, weakens fire type moves, so that really helps Groot right here. Hurricane definitely becomes a problem, but I did draft at least one Pokemon that stops the Hurricane. I draft some mods that have some really good bulk in Spadef, and I can build Spadef bulky in order to handle things like Hurricane and stuff. So Hurricane was a bit of a risk, but if you realistically think about it, I got this. Charizard has access to Hurricane in this generation now, and has access to Weather Ball. Imagine a Gmax Charizard with Hurricane and Weather Ball. This Pokemon is busted broken then. And that which makes Charizard so good is then I can run Gmax form without it in the rain. Yes, water type moves will become a problem versus my team in that sense of the regard, but under that, this Pokemon is so menacing to have to fight when you see it. and I really am liking this, and I think it's a really great Pokemon to add to this team. Plus, Politoed's a natural defensive water, which is really good as well, and has less weaknesses, well, technically by one, when you look at Pelipper. Pelipper would handle grass types, but Politoed can handle with Ice Beam Switch, and plus I have a Charizard, I have a Groot, and I have at least another 2 Pokemon that can help in that regard. Up next, my 4th pick, I picked up Hatterene for a Trick Room option. Now, there's going to be things like Politoed that can work with Trick Room, and then the next roughly, well, I have another roughly 2 to 3 Pokemon, no, 3 to 4 Pokemon, no, yeah, well, technically 2 to 4 mostly, but 3 to 4 Pokemon that can benefit from Trick Room. One of them himself is Hatterene. Hatterene, it by itself is a really good Pokemon. Defensively is actually really strong. Offensively, in Trick Room, it is a beast. And if I get this thing in Trick Room, G-Max Hatterene is a problem. Regular Hatterene can be a problem. And that's the thing that I'm telling you. Regular Hatterene can set up the Mystical Fire with a Max Flare. Excuse me. Excuse me. And then you can add the Sun aspect for Venusaur and Charizard with Solar Power and Chlorophyll, which is the reason why I grabbed Hatterene for that reason as well. And I definitely think it's a fantastic Pokemon. I've used the GMX one for this previously in the league, and I've loved it. Up next, I have Song Reference, aka my Sandaconda. Now, why did I grab Sandaconda, you may ask? I grabbed it for sand. That's right. I have now basically sun, rain, and now sand. I have 3 weathers. I didn't grab hail, really, because hail kind of sucks. I'm not going to lie to you guys. I grabbed the 3 premier weathers in this game, and I'm so happy. It's so cool about my team. I can also use G-Max Sandaconda, which actually has trapping with its Sand Blast ability and stuff like that. Sand Spit's also a really good ability, because, again, it sets up sand. And then sand apps... It's also an actual decent Trick Room user if I have room service to this Pokemon in that sense of regard. But then I had to think to myself with my next pick, what helps in Sand and can be a monster in Trick Room? Why not draft a Mega I've used before and it actually has been decent for me? Let me draft Mega Steelix. Mega Steelix has the ability Sand Force once it evolves. This Pokemon is busted, broken, and is dummy defensive as well. If I get this thing in Sand, since I'm Steel type, it boosts my Spadef in Sand. Max HP and the run all that is a monster house of a Pokemon, and I love this thing. A Trick Room user, a Sand abuser, and also, you see that move right there. Off of a base 230 defense stat, there is no switching. The only realistic thing is going to be ghost types. That is literally it. There is no switching to body press, which I'm looking for. Definitely expect that. With my next pick, I actually went with Indeedee male and female. I am access to both things, but I'll double check that. If I have to pick a form, I'll let you guys know that in the next video. But the reason with the male is different because male actually gives me a little bulk, speed, and offense. With the female, however, it gives me more defense, still same offense, but HP is also offensive as well. I get a little more of a bulkier version with the female, and a little more offensive one with the male, but the main reason I grabbed this thing was Psychic Surge. Psychic Surge paired with Hatterene is monstrous. Plus, with Psychic Surge, I prevent priority stuff from happening to me as well on this, which is really great on that system regard. So I felt like it was really good things, because things like Vacuum Wave and stuff actually is kind of a problem versus my team, but I can prevent that now with Psychic Surge. Up next, I grabbed the well-trained Beartic, and the main reason I drafted it was because of Swim. I've never thought of using Beartic, but Beartic in doubles seems like a relatively decent Pokemon. I really wanted to try it, and it's pretty fun to use as well. I definitely think it was going to be a really interesting Pokemon, and I'm really looking forward to trying it and see how well it is. And it's got a really good offensive attack set. It's relatively decently bulky, not the fastest. Again, it's another Trick Room abuser as well, if I wanted to go down that route. Up next, I grabbed Drifblim. Drifblim, my Cloud Blimp, and also we have Southpaw, Locks, Ponytail, because they're hair references and stuff like that. And this Pokemon really does a lot for me as well. It gives me Unburden user with Psychic Surge, and it can be a good Pokemon with dude. Like, this Pokemon's really also gives me a Defog option, gives me Tailwind options, gives me Acrobatics, which is also a really good tech and stuff like that. Up next, we have Saggy Pants to Scrafty, and Scrafty is actually another phenomenal Trick Room user. This thing can benefit from things like Assault Vest, offensive capabilities, Dragon Dance if I really want to as well. Really good dark fighting type and a really good Pokemon nonetheless. And last but not least, the ultimate weather abuser with Dry Skin, Sandville, Solar Power is my Healisk, and I'm just looking forward to this team. I'm looking forward to having some fun with doubles. I hope you guys are too. Until next time, guys, I'm Phil Shock and Nice to Tadjug. I'll see you guys later. Bye!